So here we have one of the most anticipated cars of recent years. Built to go rallying, then converted to be sold to the public on the road. From a company famous for making the Prius. It's got all the hype, but is it any good? Today, we're going to find out. I'm Justin, welcome to Just Drive, and this is the Toyota Yaris GR. I've got to say a big thank you to Prestige Performance in Yorkshire for letting me come down and take this car out for review. They've been established for almost 15 years and they're run by car enthusiasts. There's no pressure selling, no gimmicks, just guys that are seriously passionate about cars and high preparation standards. So be sure to check them out if you're in the market for a new car, or even if you want to sell your car, they'll give you a good competitive price. All their cars come with 6 months warranty and they're all super high quality Prestige or performance cars. Thank you very much, Prestige Performance Yorkshire. Alright, so this little Yaris is powered by a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine. It makes 257 horsepower and 360 newton meters of torque. And all of this combined with the 4-wheel drive system means this car can get from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds. This is actually the most powerful 3-cylinder production engine ever fitted to a car. Now it might hold a Yaris badge, but comparing it to a normal Yaris is pretty much impossible. The only things that carry over from the standard car are the front headlights, the rear headlights, the wing mirrors and the shark fin antenna on the top. Apart from that, every single panel on this car is different to the standard car. So they've got a wider and longer stance for better stability and manoeuvrability on the road. And it's got a carbon fibre roof. On a Yaris, it is wrapped with a normal carbon fibre effect, but it is actually forged carbon underneath. That reduces the weight and the centre of gravity, which aids in handling overall. Moving to the front, we've got this massive grille, which is actually exactly the same size as the radiator behind it for the most efficient cooling. You've also got these ducts here which go straight to the brakes to keep them cool as well. So wheels and brakes, this car is actually fitted with a circuit pack, which means it's got 18-inch forged BBS alloy wheels, which come fitted from the factory with Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tyres. On the front we've got 356mm brakes with 4 piston calipers, and on the back we've got 297mm discs with twin pot calipers. The brakes on this car are actually bigger than the brakes on the Toyota GR Supra. Crazy. Now Gazoo Racing has recently been headed up by Tommy Mackinnon, and you can really tell his input on this car when it comes to the 4-wheel drive system, the way it feels on the road, just everything comes together and you can tell it's been put together by a team that really knows what they're doing. This car actually takes 10 times longer to make than a normal Yaris. It's got way more spot welds and much more adhesive holding the whole thing together to make sure it's as stiff as possible for when it goes racing. The development costs and everything that's gone into this car means that only 25,000 are going to be produced, and the chances are they're actually going to lose money on every single one that leaves the showroom. The sad news is, when it comes to the actual homologation specs, it's changed, so the chances are this car will never actually see use on the rally circuit. Circuit pack cars also come with Torsen limited slip differentials front and rear, where the standard cars only come with open dips. These differentials on the 4-wheel drive system are actually capable of sending all the power to the front or the rear, but Toyota from the factory limit it to 3 different modes. You've got normal, sport and track, and depending on which mode you're in depends on how much power goes to which set of wheels. Alright, so here we are now, taking this Yaris out for a bit of a spin. Let's go see what all the hype's all about. First things that come to mind, the steering wheel's really in a nice place. The seating position is actually quite good and the pedals are well spaced. The gearbox, as soon as you touch that gear lever, it's such a mechanical feeling, but it's really smooth and really nice. Alright, so the 3-cylinder engine is actually really pokey. You have to rev it a little bit to get the most out of it, but it actually makes a really good sound from in here. It's a little bit synthetic, they do pipe the sound in a little bit, but as a driver and experience point of view, it still feels and sounds great, so I'm not bothered about that. Now Toyota say this car will get from 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, but you go from 60 on the change from second to third, so it actually feels quite a bit quicker than that. Now when you're in a car like this, which is quite focused on performance and handling, it's all about feel, all the things you touch. The steering feels a good weight, the brakes are very responsive, and the throttle, there's a tiny bit of turbo lag because it's quite a big turbo for the size of the engine, but once it comes on boost it really does pull hard. It gives you all the confidence you need to just have an absolute blast down a little B road. It's such a good car to drive. There's also a little button down here, which the little IMT button, you press that and it'll also auto rev match for you, so you don't even have to worry about heeling and towing. So like I say, this car has got 3 different selectable modes. You've got normal, sport and track. Now in normal you've got 60% of the power going to the front and 40% going to the rear. When you put it into sport mode, you get 70% of the power going to the rear wheels and only 30 to the front. And in track it's a split 50-50 front and back. So when you're in the sport mode, you can really feel it starting to getting pushed a bit more from the back than in the other modes. And obviously track mode's probably going to be the best performance wise, but sport's definitely the most fun, so you got to bear that in mind. Now from where I'm sitting, I did hear a few things about there not being a lot of headroom. There is actually a fair bit for me. I'm 6 foot and there's enough for me, but the same can't be said for the poor people that you're taking anywhere in the back, because the roof is 10 centimetres lower than it is on the standard car, and the people in the back are really going to notice the fact that they've got no headroom whatsoever. Some of the other interior features of this car, you've got things like dual zone climate control, radar guided cruise control as well. On this one we've also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto fitted, so you've got your maps through there and all that sort of stuff. Now rear visibility out this car is definitely not its strong point. It's got a very, very narrow rear window, and the rear view mirror itself isn't actually that great either. But you don't really need to see what's going on behind you, because you only need to worry about what's coming up in front. Right, so I'm just going to round it up here. This car is absolutely phenomenal, basically. Everything that Toyota have tried to achieve to make this thing a rally car really does make it shine on the road. Everything that you touch and you interact with just feels purposeful and well made. I mean, granted, the cabin, there are better cabins out there, but it's a Yaris. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with this interior. The seats hold you in really, really well. I've just got to say a massive thank you again to Prestige Performance for letting me come and take this car out, do a review on it. It's an absolutely stunning car from a business which is literally second to none. If you need a top quality car, there's nowhere else you need to look. You've got to come and check these guys out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've liked it, leave a like down below. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe and put a little comment in the comment section saying what car you want to see on next. And apart from that, drive safe and peace out. Thanks everyone.